When people often ask me, what difference does fair trade make? How much more does the farmer get if he sells to fair trade than to the conventional market? And they're probably looking for a really simple answer, like 20% or 50% or something. But what we can see through the conventional trading chain is if those farmers would sell their coffee to a street trader, they get paid some cash in the hand, and that's it. That's the start and finish of the value they get from their product till next year. And as we know, it's typically not enough to cover the cost of production. It's certainly not enough to improve the lives of their families. There's no way they can use this income to afford for school fees for their children and so forth. But what farmers would like to do is to capture much more of the value if they can. And we've seen a trend in the last 2 or 3 decades that even though the value of coffee in global trade has increased, the proportion that goes back to farmers is actually diminished, so they're getting a much smaller percentage of the value of their coffee. So the farmers are saying, how can we capture more of that value? And that's something we're looking to do here by achieving higher prices and trading as directly as possible with the growers. But they also recognise that if they can make technological improvements, if they can build some own facilities with access to capital like the big processing plant we've seen, that they can increase that. So there's a snapshot perhaps today that we could take which says this is how much value they're getting, but they've got a vision. They can achieve more of that if they've got sympathetic markets. So that's a process which will be ongoing. He's also shown you a slide tonight, Tadesse, that shows they've completed 117 projects. Didn't tell you that they've got another 40 currently in the pipeline, and there'll be more and more each year as the amount of money coming in grows. And we've just seen a doubling in the premium that's going to go towards the construction of more of those schools as well. So it really is a remarkable situation. In my visits to Ethiopia, it's a very big country and it's very slow to get around because you're going by car along roads that aren't always that great. I might visit 4 cooperatives in the course of a visit out of 200 that are members of the union. And even in those communities, I can see the change over time. And in my first visit in 2005, they just built a classroom in this area down in Chrischurch, and grade 1 was underway, and there were children aged 5 to 15 in the classroom because till that point, none of these children had a chance to get a start on their education. Coming back 4 years later, I can see that they've built more classrooms to progress, and they've now got a high school which has been finished. It's been constructed in the same region. So they're trying to get their kids bridged through to tertiary education, which will lead to a meaningful career. They've got to try and keep ahead of these kids that are coming through, and they're not just kids actually. I visited a grade 7 class in Ethiopian this last trip, and there's a 28-year-old man who still harbours a dream to become a doctor, and he has now got a chance to continue the education. Now he's grade 7, he can take another step along the way. His son is coming up behind him fast, he's trying to keep ahead, he's in grade 5. And as long as they can keep the revenue coming through from fair trade social premium, he may yet realise that dream. So that's something that I would love to be a part of on his behalf. We see thousands of examples, even in these 4 cooperatives, of education opportunities for children, which are so critical to their development. And I don't know where it will all end, but it's going to be very large numbers indeed, and it really all comes down to the vision of this one man here tonight. So I take my hat off to him. It's been an amazing achievement.